All right, we're going to do a spotlight on our new dry brush Masterclass set that we've got in stock. They were a little bit late coming to Canada, but they are here now, and we're very excited to give them a try. We already know that they work really well because a lot of people have got reviews out on them. But
damn Canada tax, man. We're a week behind everywhere else.
I will argue that these are the first actual dry brushes that Army Painter has ever sold.
As opposed to sticking the word dry brush on not a dry brush.
So the first white-handled one they brought out is called an angle shader. It is not a dry brush. It does very well at blending. And after you use it as a dry brush, the bristles will all splay out. You've also got hard edges, which is these ones. The reason these are going to work well is because there's no hard edges. So you're not going to get trails on the edge of where you're dry brushing, leaving marks in between your
that's what I suffer from.
Your brush strokes.
Because I've just been show them my dry brush. I've just been using cheap ass pack of Walmart craft brushes. That's all I use. So Tim's going to convince me to pick up some of these right now, aren't you?
So I'm going to try. So these are very dense, bristle all the way through. Often a paintbrush is made hollow, right? So a larger brush.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Is bristles around the outside, whereas this has been kind of made a little bit more specially so that it's more densely packed in the middle. The second dry brush they brought out was kind of a hog hair brush, kind of something you'd use more for stippling. And again, that's not exactly the right tool for the job. It's much better than the angle shader.
Right, yeah.
Citadel does almost exactly the same thing. Yeah. Actually, we've got one of those right here. It's fine. It does the job, but it's not Perfect. This is a Citadel example. Again, they've got kind of like a hog hair brush. This one will be synthetic. This one actually looks like it's real hog hair.
Mm-hmm. But again, you've got that hard lines issue, right? That you get in with if you're using craft as well. You've got that sort of hard edge.
Yeah, and kind of a more coarse brush, whereas this is pretty fine and very soft. Again, it is a makeup brush, probably.
So that's what I was going to say. It looks just like a makeup brush. Is there any reason to make you think it isn't just makeup brushes that they bought and stuck Army Painter on? Because let's be honest, Army Painter do some great stuff, but they do have a habit of, putting a tape measure in a package and calling it a wargaming tape measure, So is that maybe what they've done here?
I don't doubt it, because we all know Army Painter, but, they do some pretty good stuff.
Yeah, and hey, if it works, it works. I hear a lot of people talk about makeup brushes for dry brushing,
If we think about how a makeup brush works, my limited experience...
Yeah. Well, you're wearing tons of makeup right now. The camera can't see it, but you look gorgeous.
You're hitting the surface with this kind of and blending, which is what we're basically doing with the dry brush.
Yeah.
Right, so it is kind of the it's the intended technique that we're doing.
And you can buy these from your favourite hobby store, and you haven't got to go into Shoppers Drug Mart and get funny looks when you buy.
That's exactly right.
Makeup brushes. So what are we dry brushing to show the process of dry brushing?
So this is a prototype for something we're working on. Are we talking about this yet?
Well, they're dungeon tiles. We're working on some magnetized dungeon tiles, but these are exactly what dry brushing's for, right? You're going to be painting a lot of these. You want to get them painted quick and easy, and there's loads of texture there. This is like, you can't get a better example of dry brushing, I don't think.
Important thing, dry brush. If you have a palette, you want to make sure that it's not absorbent. Just because anytime you have a palette, if it's going to suck the moisture out of your paint, you're not going to have a consistent results.
So we're actually just using, this is just a piece of cardboard with a carrier bag strapped around it, right?
Yep.
Because then you can just pull the carrier bag off and replace it with a new carrier bag, right?
So typically in dry brushing, you want to get almost everything off, and then you're just going over. Oh, it's so soft. See, and if you were to do this with an angle shader at every direction like this, I am losing a couple little hairs, but I think that's just because it's brand new. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you would be getting streaks and lines. Uh-huh. And the only streaks and lines that you can see are from our printing process.
Yeah, these are 3D printed at a pretty high layer height at the moment because they're just a prototype. So, but otherwise, that's going on nice, eh?
How's that for minimal to no effort?
Look at that, and it pulls up every single little edge on the stone. So, if you want to do multiple colours, any ideas about how you sort of start heavier and go lighter with it as you go? Is it just a pressure thing?
Yeah. Yep, it's just pressure, how hard you press, and then how long you go for. So you can keep adding until you're happy. It's probably best to dry brush one color over your whole project before you go ahead. So that way you keep consistent inside each layer, because otherwise at the end you're going to put them side by side and they're not going to look anything alike.
Yeah, and try and do all of it. Like, we've got some of these dry brushed already, and they're not going to look the same, right? So, yeah, try and do the whole load in one project. In one go, sorry.
Look at the difference in definition now. Let's see.
Yeah, really makes them pop, eh? I mean, look at that. They look like stone. They're done. One layer, and they're good to go. What paints are we using?
We're using the AK paints.
Ooh.
Which we need to do a video on.
I don't think we've got a grey box.
No, I mean the whole rack.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
no, this is a white box these were from. These are the ones you're using here. But yeah, we've got the whole range in now, eh?
The whole rack is here. And then I'm gonna go downwards with this one.
So it's almost like a bit of light, like a bit of directional lighting as well.
Yeah. Boy, look at those layer lines.
Look at those, yeah, it really shows up, eh? I don't know whether the camera's picking them up, but yeah.
If there wasn't proof that these are good dry brushes.
They pick up every little layer of the 3D print.
It's right there. And that's why you buy your miniatures from the game chamber and don't print them yourself.
But we print them, Tim.
But we have high quality machines.
That did that.